So ZBCN will be having their spaces over on X later today. Remember what happened the last time they spoke? If you don't remember, I'll definitely remind you in this video. I'm going to pull up the charts and let you guys know where I think the price is going for ZBCN in the near future. This is a video you do not want to miss, that is for sure. But remember, nothing is financial advice. At the end of the day, make sure you guys do your own research because I could always be wrong. Now, before I get into the video real quick, for anyone looking for a great crypto exchange, check out my link to BTCC. You get 10% bonus on first-time deposits, extra bonuses up to $10,000. No VPN, no KYC. If you're someone that trades using leverage, you get to use up to 500x leverage, and you can also take advantage of their demo trading option. The link will be in my description down below. You'll also find a link to my Patreon and Trade Assist, which is a great crypto indicator. Lets you know when's a good time to buy and sell crypto. But getting into the video here, if we kick things off by taking a look at the crypto bubbles, we can see that we're experiencing a red day in the market. The last couple days haven't been the greatest. We're finally pulling back after Ethereum went on a parabolic run. At least, a parabolic run for a coin that's sitting over like 200 or $300 million market cap. That was a pretty big move, right? So the market is pulling back finally, I guess. This is just another buy opportunity. We've been here millions of times before. I always tell you guys, don't get shaken out of the market because one day the bounce back is going to happen and it's going to be vicious. And I guarantee you that some people regretted leaving the markets completely or not taking advantage all of 2025 while the market was coming down. Now, this is just a minor pullback. I'm not saying everyone needs to pour their money in completely at this point, but just make sure if you see a price that you like, you take advantage of that price. All right. But getting into ZBCN related stuff. So later today, like I said, they're going to be having their spaces, and this is going to be around 3:30 p.m. Now, this is happening on July 24th. So if you're watching this video after July 24th, then this is already gone, right? But this is just another reason why I am extremely bullish on ZBCN, because this meeting or this spaces is going to be with the Algo Foundation. Now, if we check out the X account for the Algo Foundation, they've got over 204,000 followers. So what I can expect from this meeting is some of the Algorand community is going to be paying attention to this spaces as well. And that's always more bullish for ZBCN, just onboard more people, right? The more and more people that become aware of ZBCN, because you got to realize, even though we're in ZBCN and we've been paying attention to everything happening here, there's still a lot of people in the market that is unaware of ZBCN and the potential and what it can do, right? And yeah, this spaces should be very, very interesting. I do believe that we're going to see some positive price action after or maybe even during the spaces. Algorand's got a massive community. It's been around for a very long time. You know, the team for Zebec continues to just make the right moves, and we're seeing that with the amount of holders, because right now we're sitting over 76,000 holders. All right, so this is great. This is great knowing that more people are becoming aware of ZBCN, and when they conduct their research, they realize that this project is actually legit, and the market cap is still small enough where people can make those incredible returns. I believe the market cap might be at like just over 300 million right now, right? So still lots of room left to run, especially once the bull market gets into like top gear. Where do you think ZBCN is going to go? It's going to get crazy. Again, obviously make sure you guys do your own research, but I think this thing is going to go crazy, man. Like, the community for ZBCN is just incredible. Absolutely strong. People aren't fearing the price action. Matter of fact, speaking of the price action has been looking very, very solid. Now, at the beginning of the video, I said I was going to remind you guys what happened during ZBCN's last spaces. During the last spaces, this is where ZBCN was sitting, right? Somewhere around here, so 0.0024, and all it did was go up in a straight line. And this was actually the beginning of the reversal. I'm going to come back to this chart in just a second, though. Let's go over to CoinMarketCap and see what we're dealing with on the day. So in the last 24 hours, ZBCN is basically flat. The price is at 0.0038. The current market cap is 346 million. The current volume is down 16% in the last 24 hours, but the entire market is just not doing the greatest right now, even though ZBCN tend to shine when the market is going down. Today, it's kind of just chilling, right? If we continue down here, we can see that obviously we still don't have that Binance or Coinbase listing. I believe that it's going to happen one day. There's lots of speculation going around right now saying ZBCN is going to get a Binance listing because they are partnered up with Binance as far as we can tell, because we went over to their website and we saw Binance there. I showed you guys that in my last video, right? Now, if we check out the price action, okay, so like I just mentioned a second ago, last basis, ZBCN went up in a straight line, right? And this was the beginning of the reversal. I actually thought ZBCN was going to come down a little bit more during this time period where it bounced right here around 0.0023. I thought we were going to come down to 0.0021, not that far off, right? But yeah, this was the beginning of the reversal. It's pretty obvious at this point because now we're starting to see higher highs and higher lows, which is a great sign of a reversal, right? So it bounced off of here, it went up in a straight line pretty much, came down, and it didn't retest these levels. It actually bounced off of 0.0028, then made a move towards the upside, went as high as 0.0045, and it looks like it bounced at 0.0035 right here. So we're headed in the right direction, and today's spaces is probably going to confirm that ZBCN is probably going to start to do something like this. Don't hold me to it. Obviously, anything can happen in the market. Trump makes a tweet or something and the market comes down. You never know what's going to happen. But right now, I am loving what I'm seeing with ZBCN. You know, it's basically flat in the last 24 hours. Matter of fact, right now it's showing that it's up 2%. Meanwhile, most of these coins are down over the last couple days, right? So ZBCN is really just holding its own. And this just shows you the strength in the community, the strength on this project, the strength in this coin. You know, as long as ZBCN continue to make more and more partnerships, it doesn't even matter if people want to talk negative things about it, because ZBCN is going to do fantastic things this bull cycle, right? And this is why you should always conduct your research and ignore the noise, because right now I'm seeing a lot of strength on this chart. But I do want to see what the indicator is saying, seeing if we have flipped bullish yet. So let's pull this up real quick for you guys. So according to this indicator, we still haven't flipped bullish. But like I mentioned earlier, this chart is starting to make its way up, higher highs and higher lows, right? So we're still making these stir stops, still heading in the right direction. So I'm curious to see how this thing is going to play out over the next week or so. I believe that if the market moves into a favorable direction, well, regardless, favorable, not favorable, ZBCN kind of is separate from the market. It always does its own thing, right? But yeah, I'm very interested to see if ZBCN is actually going to start to really take off after the X spaces later today. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section down below. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Check out a few of the links down below. And until next time, take care.